Topic. Chat, I think we talked about this before. This is like one of those topics like, we've got to before, but chat, I want to know what y'all think about this, right? I really want to know what y'all think about this. If you guys haven't known, so, which by the way, I think she looks pretty beautiful here. I've never seen like a female basketball player look like this good. She kind of looked like Lori Harvey. So Kevin Porter, if y'all don't know who Kevin Porter is, he was a player on the Houston Rockets. He was supposed to be paid like either over $70 million. Let me look up his contract before. He recently just got dropped. Kevin Porter Jr. contract. I got to be pocket watching. Oh, my sweet Jesus. My boy had a contract right before this. Okay? Yeah, so he was supposed to be getting $15 million a year, chat. Look at this. He was on a 4-year, $63 million contract, $15 million a year. By the way, his girlfriend was a WNBA player. She was getting literally like 15,000. No, not 15, like maybe 100,000 a year. So he's getting 15 million a year. She's getting 100,000 a year. Now, they were together. Obviously, they I don't want to put my thoughts on their relationship, but they together. Bro, at the end of the day, with all due respect, he's the bag. Something happened with them. Maybe they got a toxic relationship. She called the cops on him. Okay? When she called the cops on him, this is what happened. Let me see. I'm going to read what they said. Hold on. Sorry. I got to type her name right. What's her name again? Oh, KYSR. KYS. Okay, here we go. I think we got it. No? Let me just look. Kevin Porter. Okay, here we go. So, here we go. So essentially, the story came out. Oh my God, bitch ass niggas. Hold on, let me put this into. Let me hate them with that long. Here we go. Give me a second, chat. We've seen this too many times, and I really want to know what y'all think about it. I have a thought about it, but like, it's not politically correct. So the Rockets player Kevin Porter, he got charged with a felony assault. Supposedly, he broke his girlfriend's neck vertebrae, prosecutors say. Let's read it. This was from a month ago. Houston Rockets guard Kevin Porter Jr. appeared before a judge in New York City Tuesday and was formally charged with felony assault and strangulation following an attack on his girlfriend. One that left her bloodied from a deep cut on her face and with a fractured neck vertebrae, prosecutors said. While Porter was in the courtroom Tuesday, he did not enter a plea. He was released from police custody after posting a $75,000 bond in order to stay from his girlfriend, a former WNBA player and free agent. I don't know how to say her name. Kirst Guzdinik, right? So she's one of these mixed girls. Okay, so they're saying that it says the incident occurred Monday, blah blah. They had been out in the city, returned to the hotel. She went up to the room. When he came up later, he was locked out at first. She awoke to him punching her. According to a criminal complaint, he punched her with closed fists multiple times, leaving her bloody with a long gash over her eye, then put his hands over her neck to strangle her, leaving her with bruises. X-rays showed a fracture to her neck, to her vertebrae in her neck. Prosecutors said eventually a bloodied Gond Zurich ran into the hallway where hotel security became involved and eventually called the police. Okay. Now, this is the interesting thing. Okay. Now, what's relevant in this situation? Okay. And give me 1 second. Chad. What's relevant in this situation is that the police wrote this up, charged him, blah, 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 blah. Now, again, I'm going to reiterate what the reality is. And I want to be very careful with this topic because I do not want to make any woman or even man who might feel like they're the victim of domestic violence feel like their voice or their issues is not respected, but we do have to be honest about certain shit. She said basically this nigga broke her fucking neck and beat her ass. Okay? Now, let's be very clear. Now, I know it says other people call the cops. let's be very clear. She spoke to the cops, blah, 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 probably heated of the moment. And once it got public, shit went left. Let me tell you what went left, okay? What's his name? Kevin Porter Jr. released. Remember, he was getting $50 million a year. The news just came down 2 days ago that Kevin Porter Jr., it says his time with the Houston Rockets is over after the team agreed Tuesday to trade him and a pair of second-round draft picks to the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder announced the deal Tuesday and said Porter, whose future in the NBA is uncertain because of serious legal issues, will be waived immediately. So to put this in perspective, and at least luckily for him, even though he, he's not in the NFL, so he'll get paid still a good amount of that $60 million that was due to him. But here's the thing. His prime is going to be spent out of the league. He'll probably never get another contract. Okay? If you don't know what's happening, this woman who not only spoke to the police, but also said he beat her ass, she is now recanted that he ever touched her. And we do have to be honest. We do have to be honest about what we do have to be honest about what's going on. Essentially, she's not trying to fumble the bag. She came out with a long statement. I'm going to read this to y'all. Because what happened, and we went through this with the Gervonta Davis case, where the person in the Gervonta Davis case, the female, who explicitly said on camera, he punched me in my lip, he bust my lip. Later on social media, so she said that to the cops, it's captured on body cam. Later in the media, she said he never hit me. Why? Well, y'all have a kid together. Y'all may have been mad at each other. You didn't think that you saying something to the police is going to fuck up his income, but his income was probably going to take care of you. And now you realize you got to take it back. This is what I believe is happening here. This chick is in the WNBA. She don't make no money. And I'm saying this without even giving my opinion on if I think anything happened, because maybe something did happen. I don't know this nigga. I'm not here to sit here and advocate for his innocence or not. But this is why these days, when it comes to domestic violence incidents, I used to jump to one side or the other. These days, I do not anymore. She put out, after he got dropped, so he was getting $15 million a year. She's getting $100,000 a year. And actually, she was a free agent, so she wasn't getting no money this year from the WNBA. After the police locked him up, she now put out a statement saying what the police said is wrong. Why? Let's be clear. He's going to be losing a fortune from the NBA. Let me, I'm going to actually read this, and hopefully you guys could here we go. This is what she put out. It's been deeply frustrating and disturbing by the manipulation of what was stated by the prosecution. To be criminalized, harassed, and misrepresented at the expense of charging someone else is dishonoring and insulting to my integrity. To have someone cultivate their own narrative and expedite false statements was completely reckless, defamatory, and a violation of my human and civil rights, as well as the judicial process. I don't want my trauma to be someone else's campaign or agenda. I will not support defaming someone's character regardless of color of their skin, stature, or notoriety to illuminate myself. I've never granted anyone, including my family, media outlets, or officials permission to speak on my behalf other than my lawyer. My privacy in my relationship should not be used as a headliner for personal gain, engagement, or suffering. The harassment and eagerness for me to support these claims to justify their position and remarks is a matter an assistant district attorney took into her own hands while I was vulnerable, emotionally healing, and unavailable at the time of information being released. She stated her reason for being so aggressive and wanting to connect is because she needed statements in a timely manner to convey in court, which led to the false allegations. She went ahead and provided false narrative detailing, specifying that Kevin, she's talking about her boyfriend now, and by the way, to make this long story short, she's still with the nigga. She's still with the nigga, okay? So now she's demonizing the police for helping her. But let's be clear and let's be very honest. Why is she now getting mad that the cops was helping her? Because that night that when he was allegedly beating her and she was screaming for the cops, they surely came. But it wasn't until she realized that all those millions and all those contracts that he had went out the window, she's now saying the police is the bad guy. So let's keep reading. Details specifying that Kevin had balled his fist up and repeatedly punched me five times in the face, along with strangling me unto the point of losing breath, causing redness, strain, and scars, which I did not have or never occurred. The quotes during the arraignment were hers, used for the efficacy of the elements of the charges, and were not my words, which she acknowledged. I have multiple recordings to corroborate these statements, including apologies from the department for rushing and reporting false narratives about the incident and Kevin being previously abusive in our relationship. If you don't get what that means, she's saying the cops have reported that he used to beat my ass. He never beat my ass. Okay? I have implored her in these conversations to please stop spreading false truths. However, accountability was never taken in court or to the press for completely falsifying and manipulating evidence. It is unfortunate that misleading information and narratives were shared to bring forth current charges in this case. There never was any insufficient evidence provided because it never existed. The statements and allegations were fabricated by the assistant district attorney for the elements of the case, and as she stated, they never had a chance to interview me to present falsified information of my injuries. The information the assistant DA Mira Kurzer received was by hearsay and invalid to my truth. She stated that although there was no consent or confirmation on my medical records, there was an officer present who overheard possible comments from medical personnel and informed the DA what my injuries might be without proper confirmation. She decided to present that during the initial arraignment, while media was present, she states in her email, my trauma has been compounded by the fact that they have not been able to have a full conversation with me regarding the incident, blah, 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 blah. I do not need to read anything more. It's clear. And I don't know how to say her name, Chris or whatever the case is. Let me give you the really harsh truth, baby girl. If you was going to forgive the nigga for beating your ass, you shouldn't have called the cops. His career is done. We don't want to hear you. We know you're lying. Okay? Something happened, and who knows? Maybe you beat up on him too. Y'all are both physical. But now you're going to sit here like a dummy. Because you make $100,000 a year, and you're a free agent, so you make nothing right now. And you probably going to be with this nigga. You love him. But you, or whatever y'all got into that night, had the police involved, and the train is over. His career will never be the same. He's going to be seen as a serial abuser. Again, he's a young player, but he ain't that talented. He ain't LeBron. He ain't Steph Curry. He ain't Giannis. And he definitely ain't no motherfucking Luka Doncic. So now, he's released. And will he have a lot of talent? Yes. But let me tell you the reality of this. The life you thought you was going to have with this motherfucker, being in Houston, him at the arena going crazy, it's not going to happen no more. This boy's going to be overseas. And he's going to be playing for, I don't know, $140,000. But you're still trying to be in the league. You're playing for $100,000. It will never be the same. The point of this is, I am not here to be the arbiter of domestic violence issues. But I am also here to say that for all y'all people that have these issues and want to get back with the person you claim or have claimed to abuse you, you should probably not call the police. Especially a woman or a man. There ain't no get back for him. If he called the cops on you, you'll be straight. You call the cops on him, he's done. And that's just the reality of it. He can't come back. He probably is a great player. Maybe he could go overseas or average 60, but nobody gives a fuck about him now. Somebody said Miles Bridges is back. He'll be good.
Yeah, Miles got 10 games. I was gonna talk about it after you get through your shit.
Well, here's the thing though.
He was for like a year.
No. Well, first of all, he just got arrested again for disobeying a protective order. Here's what I'm gonna say about this guy. Are you trying to tell me that Kevin Porter Jr. has a history in the league that people will disregard? I'm going to disagree with y'all because if his history was like Miles Bridges' history, they wouldn't have immediately released him. What this tells me, he's not playing this year.
True.
Right?
Miles Bridges missed a year.
No, Miles only missed 20 games last season, and he
missed the whole year. What are you talking about, bro?
Nah, he missed the whole year, but he wasn't signed to his deal. Ended right when this shit happened.
Yes,
so
his deal ended, so they ain't signed him back. But they was gonna sign him. He was gonna go somewhere.
Miles was suspended for the first 30 games of next year.
Hold on, yeah. Before we get into that, and y'all could chime in on this.
Yeah,
this is something that happens often. I've seen it happen with Javonte Davis. Women who are with someone and they're in a toxic relationship and you call the cops on the guy who's the breadwinner. Once the cops come, the gravy train is over. Now,
right. But they don't realize that shit in the moment, bro. Now, you so caught up in the heat of the moment.
No, you're right. But
you just want to be vindictive.
I don't want to be the person to be like, yo, you need to realize, are you done with this nigga? Like, but like, it kind of becomes that, right? Because it's like, it looks really stupid. And I know she's like, oh, I didn't say all these stuff. Bro, we heard the shit with Javonte Davis, baby mama. My nigga, like, if you're not cooperative when the cops come, they're not coming to these conclusions that your neck is broken, that your lip is fat, and he slapped the No, you are cooperative then, thinking, fuck that nigga, I'm going to teach him a lesson. Then you realize that lesson comes with the bag being gone. And then now you're like, wait, hold on. I didn't want you to teach him that lesson. I only wanted you to just take him to jail for a night and let him back out, that he could love me again. No, the bag is gone. So now you're like, none of this happened. What do y'all think about that? Because this is one of the reasons why, even with the motherfucking Jack Boy situation, I've stopped commenting on these things based on allegations. Because the majority of the time, the women get back with the nigga.
I mean, yeah, bro. Yeah, that's toxic relationships, bro. No one likes to admit this shit, but they like the toxicity, nigga. Like, let's keep it a stack, bro. Like, some of them like the toxicity, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. And again, you caught up in a moment. Y'all may have gotten to a little tizzy or a tussle or whatever. And the quickest thing you thinking about getting back at this nigga is, yo, I'm gonna send this nigga to jail tonight. He gonna have to sit and think about him putting hands on me, this, that, and the third. That'll teach that nigga. But you're not thinking about what the fuck comes after that. You're not thinking about what comes after that. And that's the issue, bro, with a lot of them. Like, they don't think that far ahead.
Hey, this is going to be a really odd perspective that I'm giving, but I've thought about this. And I remember this was the first time I got in trouble with YouTube, when I was giving commentary about this. Ray Rice. Nobody's agreeing with what Ray Rice did. Like, we all think he's wrong. Like, bro, you're fucking bulk ass, like running back this and third. But could we just be honest about the fact that he married his girlfriend that she was basically, she couldn't testify. That was like a legal loophole. But even beyond the fact of him marrying her was literally the fact that she stayed with him afterwards. So he lost his NFL contract. They have kids. They're married. It's not like she left the nigga. Essentially, who ended up hurting? She actually, like, I know this is a weird way to look at it, but she didn't leave the nigga. Ray Rice got kicked out of NFL, never got another opportunity. You know who never left her? The girl that he beat up.
Crazy.
So now they're living in a household that he was a sole provider for, that now is stunted and basically got clipped at the knees because he's making significantly less money. And it's not like she left. She's still there. So I've always wondered, I'm like, I wonder if she wishes that night went differently, because his earning potential got completely dwarfed after that. And the only people it hurt was him, her, and their child. How do you deal with those issues? How do you deal with issues when someone goes back or is still in love with the person that supposedly they're claiming beat them up?
There's people that are addicted to that.
So, but how do you deal with it though? Like, because go ahead.
What do you mean? How do you deal with it? In what capacity? Like you as the other person, or you as an outsider?
As society, how do we look at it? So, for example, when it comes to this situation with her name is Kurz or Kreis? I don't know.
Her name is Kaiser.
Kaiser. So Kaiser and Kevin, right? Essentially, some of her actions led to all this happening. Which, by the way, we all love women, so when we hear about this, we want to protect her. But she's going back to him. You could tell she's going to be building a life with him. They're probably going to have kids.
But it might help him, though, Ak.
Huh?
It might help him. Her statement might help him, because if he's not charged with, even if it's if Miles Bridges,
bro, he done fucked up his career. Yo, he'll never be who he needs to be, bro. He fucked his career up.
I don't believe that.
Wait, hold on. Let me.
Boom, this is taking attention.
Hold on. Wait. Yeah, boom. Yeah,
she got beat up. Wait. She's not with him. Like, she kept all the statements.
Wait, hold on.
And he's back.
Boom, AJ.
He's back in the NBA.
Yo, boom,
like,
AJ.
She didn't take nothing back.
Wait. Boom, AJ, and everybody else who's gonna comment. Let me just respond to this one donation. L SpongeBob, thank you for the 5. He says, Ak, what would you advise your daughter if this was her getting beat on by a famous boyfriend? No funny shit, honestly. I would literally, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, seriously, if my daughter told me that she was like, she has to leave, if you get to the point you got to call the cops, you gotta leave. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, because there is no double dutching. There is no, okay, my daughter calls the cops on a guy and she still stays with the guy. There's none of that. If it's my daughter, because I'm going to be like, yo, if you call the cops on the dude and you're still trying to stay with him, bro, it's just going to be doomed. So for me, I was like, yo, you have to leave. Like, and I don't know if, again, she might have her own feelings to whatever. Again, I'm not telling anyone what to tolerate or whatever. The overall statement is this. If you have to call the cops on your significant other, especially a woman calling on a man, because here's the thing. The difference with like a man calling on a woman, nothing happens, bro. They just be like, yo, okay. A woman calling on a man, you're instantly like, you're an abuser.
You're guilty immediately.
Yeah. And I'm going to be honest with you. And like, not the thing I'm proudest of. When I'm involved in situations or arguments with women, I call the cops first. Because here's the thing. If they call the cops on you, you're done. You call the cops on them, it's like a slap on the wrist. Nothing happens. Nobody gives a fuck. As a man, a woman calling the cops on you, you're done. You call the cops on them, like, nobody's going to judge them based on that. You're forever judged. Like, play this. Who knows? Say she used to beat his ass. Say, again, she might be a nice woman. I don't know. Say she used to beat his ass. If he called the cops on her 10 times, we don't care. Oh, whatever. The moment she calls the cops on him, he's an abuser. Am I lying? Y'all tell me if I'm wrong.
No, you know where it matters. You know where it matters. Where? If I'm gonna just give you this one example where that matters. if you are married to this chick and it comes down to divorce down the line and you have a record of you calling the cops on her 10 fucking times, you got a situation like Depp and Heard in court where that shit's gonna come back up and it's gonna benefit you. But in the public side, without going to divorce court and all that other shit, it's not gonna fucking matter. But it will matter in that case.
Hold on.
That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, no, you're making a great point, except the point I'm making is like you're a public figure, right? It's like, you know what I mean? You have something to lose. Like, we're not at family court yet. We're on some perception shit. What are they perceiving you? Like, if your girl calls the cops on, if you call the cops on your girl 10 times, nobody perceives her to be nothing more than emotional. If your girl calls the cops on you one time, you are seen as a abuser, a serial, like, beater. Like, you get what I mean?
Yeah, it's nuclear. After one call.
Exactly.
Nuclear off of one fucking call, bro.
All right.
I mean, you're gonna have to you gonna have to like record it. That's the only way I feel like niggas can.
You gotta record yourself when she called the police. You gotta always
facts.
Facts.
Or even before.
Yeah,
before they call. Like the whole situation, bro.
When she start arguing with you, record that shit, bro. Because if she do some shit and she call the police and say they hit her, you can just show the video, bro. That's their only hope as a man. Because if a girl can call and say whatever, or a police can come and she can say whatever, and you got any bruise, it's some girls that'll hurt. They'll hurt. Somebody did it. They hit themselves with a hammer, and then they called the police and said a nigga.
Bruh.
You know what I mean?
Boom.
So they can do it. They can do whatever, bro.
Hey, there's a video, nigga.
And by the way, AJ, are you here?
AJ dipped out.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Boom. There's a fucking to prove your point or to add on to your point, bro. There's a video I seen a couple years back of this. It was a female that was going off the fucking rails and had a knife and was like threatening to cut this nigga, bro. He was recording the whole thing, and at the end, like midway through, she just started cutting her fucking arms, bro. Like dead ass. If this nigga did not have a video of this whole interaction, you know that nigga was going to jail for years, bro.
Yep.
Years.
They wouldn't even have did the research of like, oh, like you know how when you shoot yourself and you try to say somebody shot you, they'll be like, oh, we could tell that you shot yourself. They wouldn't even do all that. They'll just be like, yeah, you definitely cut her ass. Fuck it. And you go into jail. So and then your career over, even if you become innocent. You know what I mean? But the reason why I think
somebody says Trevor Ball allegations only, and I guess he lost $100 million contract. Who's that? Trevor Ball? Who's that?
He's a baseball player.
Really? Did he lose his shit off of like an allegation?
They're still investigating it still, bro.
Wow.
Oh yeah, sexual assault allegation in 2021, bro.
Okay, sexual.
But what I know,
I get it.
On his side.
Yeah, it's different from but it's a lawsuit though. It's not even like a charge. It's they lawsuit against each other. So you know how that shit go. Johnny Depp just beat some shit like that. So I think if it was really a crime, he would be in jail. But I mean, I don't really know. I don't know his case, but still. Going to civil court first before criminal court, I don't know. It's questionable. But the reason why I think he's going to be back in the league because this happens in a lot of domestic violence cases. This happens the same shit we're talking about.
Hold on. No. I do think he's going to be back in the league. I just don't I think there was a potential for him to be like a number 1 or number 2 player on a team. I think at this point he's going to.
Think that's gone?
Huh?
You think that's gone? No, nigga.
I think he's going to be a role player.
No,
by the time we get back in the league, he'll be a role player.
If you outball them allegations, it's over with, bro. Kobe had a whole allegation.
Thank you,
Yeah, that's Kobe Bryant, my nigga.
No, it wasn't the Kobe Bryant nigga. It was he had the rings. He was just trying to get MVP off Shaq, so he was just trying to get his own ring.
My nigga. Kobe Bryant at that time and Kevin Porter, nobody even knows this nigga.
But he's the best nigga. He was the best nigga on the Rockets. Like he was the best nigga on
the Rockets.
The
best nigga on the Rockets versus the best nigga on the Lakers. Like chill, bro.
You being facetious, bro. He was balling for the Rockets, nigga. He got the max contract.
Bro, I don't give a fuck what he got going on. Yo, when Kobe was there, Kobe arguably was one of the faces of the league. This nigga, we don't even know him. I only know his face for beating his girl. I don't know his face for scoring 40.
So you telling me he gonna be back in the league? So when he get back in the league,
no, I'm not saying he's not gonna be back in the league. What I'm saying is that I think he's gonna be in a reduced role. You're saying that he could outball these allegations. I'm like,
wait, you literally just said a couple minutes ago he could be a 1 or 2 player. So like,
Right,
yeah,
no,
like
no,
the nigga would
right,
step
no, no.
up and ball it out.
Wait. Right now, but he's gonna be taking a year off, right? Every team is gonna have that, like, oh, okay, should we try? Should we whatever? No team is gonna be like, let's put our future in this person being a 1 or a 2. So he's gonna get taken onto a team like as a 3. And again, maybe he still got it. Great. He'll be able to like play his way to higher statuses. But no team that have a brain is gonna give him a number 1 or number 2 spot after he's been out for a year.
If you want to win, they will do that. They will give
Deshaun Watson's the starter. He's the face of the Browns right now. He assaulted like 25 women.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like what? Yeah, act. If that nigga ball
is this nigga Deshaun Watson?
You don't know that though. You don't know
Deshaun's not doing that good though right now. But
I mean, but he's started quarterback. They ain't diminish his role. They ain't do nothing. You know what I mean? So it's like if that nigga get on this court, and
hey, y'all know Deshaun Watson ain't do that shit, bro. There's no Deshaun Watson.
If that nigga hop on the court and start dropping 30, 40, 30, 30 on some Jordan Poole shit, they have no choice but to make that nigga the starter.
You can't ignore that nigga at that point.
You have no choice. So, and if he start doing that and keep balling, because he's not ass, bro. I'm sorry, this nigga's not bad. He's actually.
I know he's not bad.
Yeah, so I'm saying if that nigga and he's only like his 3rd season, so he's only like 23, 24. So if that nigga like 29 start going stupid on some Devin Booker shit.
Yo, by the way, yo. By the way, salute to the check report. Thank you for the 5, bro. He says, yo, ladies, if you date an abuser with the bag, you better learn how to bob and weave.
Not realistic. It is realistic. He could do it. I'm not saying he will.
I'm sorry, bro.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Yo, truth be told, she look way better on Instagram than she look like in like otherwise. What's your name?
Yeah, but
also too, can we not ignore this? I gotta bring this up, bro. Shout out to Mob King too in the Discord for bringing this to people's attention.
Yeah.
But in the deal with the Thunder for getting him, I'm gonna just read the sentence to you. The deal allows the Thunder to gather up draft assets and requires them to pay the $16.9 million of guaranteed salary left on Porter's new 4-year contract, and saves the Rockets $5.5 million salary. So, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. He's still gonna get the bag. It's just his future career is at jeopardy.
Yo, what do y'all rate her?
Who? You got her on screen?
Yeah, I got her on screen right now.
She's she's not like how usual WNBA women look. So, and I think that's why she was popular. Like she was popular before this allegation. Like people always posted her. Like it was like, damn, she in the WNBA type shit. And she only gets like $70K a year, which is crazy.
Yeah, she was only getting paid like truth be told, like I see why. If I'm an NBA player, of course I'm gonna bag the baddest WNBA. Like yo, she's getting paid $70K a year. Like nigga. I might lose $70K in a weekend on gambling. Like, yo, come work for me. Yo, play basketball outside, yo. I got a court.
Yeah, I mean, bro, I think when they go to court, his case is going to be thrown out because she's obviously, from what I'm looking at, she's not going to like in a.
No, she's riding with him. No, she's absolutely riding with him. Bro. It's just here's the thing, though. I think we're in a culture that knows and kind of like. We realize when people are capping for other people. And I think they might be looking like, yo, she's capping for him.
And as long as he's innocent, then you can't say he a woman beater. And that's how I'm looking at it. If that nigga ain't get charged and he ain't guilty for it, you can't just walk around saying nigga a woman beater if he ain't get charged.
Nah, but they still bring that shit up on niggas even after the fact, even if it's not proven in court, bro.
What's her name? Malika Andrews. She do shit like that. Malika Andrews. She do shit like that. But at the end of the day, that's defamation. If you can't say he did it you can't say he did something without saying he wasn't charged or he wasn't guilty for it. Because she's not gonna go to court. If she don't go to court, the case is gonna get thrown out. That's how domestic violence cases.
Listen, this is gonna sound horrible. I just want to say to all y'all women, man. Like, yo, if you getting your ass beat by any man, please leave that situation, and also be very committed in what you're doing. If you're getting your ass beat and you feel like somebody's a threat to you, bro, go to the police and you should stand on it. Like, you know what I mean? I hope and I pray to God that money or anything else shouldn't be an issue. Now, here's the thing. I'm not going to comment on gray area situations. Like, I know women who they put hands on niggas and they usually pop shit off and they got toxic situations. And yeah, when some shit go left and a nigga do something to them, now they're using the police. I can't tell you what to do and what you got going on because y'all think that's a sick game y'all involve the police in. But if you a regular woman and a man put their hands on you and start abusing you, yo, put that nigga in jail. You should. But if you on some weird shit, like you motherfucking thinking that it's a game because you put your hands on him and you know what I mean, like y'all have these back and forth fights because that's the reality that nobody wants to talk about. There's some of these women out here, bro, they be fighting with niggas. Like, they put hands on niggas and niggas put hands on them, right? And sometimes they have the option of be like, well, I could call the cops. For y'all, I really have no commentary on because y'all use the police and y'all use domestic violence as a tool. I'm only talking to the woman who genuinely, you're in a relationship with a guy or you know somebody and they start beating your ass. You should go to the cops, get them locked up. Now, if you one of them violent chicks who you love punching niggas in the face, you love doing shit, and then when he get aggressive with you too, and y'all be back and forth and fighting, and when you feel it gets too far in whatever way, which by the way, that's what I'm saying. If you're a woman who, as long as it gets physical, you go to the cops. That's what I would tell my daughter. Bro, don't be. I'm gonna tell my daughter first and foremost, don't put your hands on no man. Like, I know a lot of Caribbean women who like doing that. Don't put your hands on no man. My man put your hands on you, go to the cops. He should be incarcerated. Now, don't create an environment where y'all beefing and fighting. Like, I know niggas and like, you know, like, judge me if you want. I know niggas who they scrap with their bitches and they be fighting. Now, some of them chicks who won't say like it's abuse. They be like, oh no, I fight with my nigga. Like, bro, fighting with one type of girl, she might be cool with it, but another girl's abuse. I don't suggest no man should ever be fighting with a woman. But also, if I had a daughter, I would tell my daughter, don't be thinking you could be squaring up or you could put hands on a man. Because sometimes you might think it's a toxic relationship, and then whenever the cops get involved, shit gonna get real. Facts. You get what I mean? So for me, I like everybody keeping their hands to themselves. When everybody keep their hands to themselves, of course, if you put hands on somebody first, go to jail, my nigga. But I know, like, and I'm just speaking realistically. I know women who love to brag that they fight their boyfriends. You get what I mean? Like, yo, yeah, I punch him in his mouth. Yeah, I heard this and I just did whatever the woman like. Oh, so y'all fighting?
Nigga, Sexy Red said she put a Glock out on her nigga and hit that.
So
nigga.
Now, when shit get to a point, and then now you're running to the cops like, oh no, he did this to me. All right, cool. So yeah, the cops gonna come in. We want to have the sympathy for you, but now we not thinking that you are also complicit in this abuse as well. That you're abusing him, whatever. Y'all fighting. Y'all having straight up fucking throwing shit at each other. Bro, like, when it comes to a situation like that, I can't comment on it because it's always going to be in a female's favor. So, like, when it comes to that, I'm like, yo, man, let the cops do all that type of shit. You feel me? Anyway.